Live.
Live.
My clean computer.
I know. It's working. We are so like not good at this.
All right. Hi.
Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Sorry for we're a minute late. Just tightening up some things, getting
My computer is not working.
stream all
We
set up.
decided it's gonna shut down now.
Pull it up on here.
Okay, sure.
So as we start here, this is a live stream. We have 7 people in here, so thank you all for tuning in. Please, we do this as a live stream so you can ask questions as we go. So please type them into the YouTube chat here, and I will try to ask them as quickly as possible. But I've prepared for some questions and some points of topic to start this off.
Maybe.
Once we figure out whatever's going on over here.
I know my computer is not working, so we are not. All right, let's just go over some quick dates. Today is
Today's the 7th.
Today's the 7th. The race is
The 18th.
so a week from Saturday.
Yep.
And we are completely sold out. Long waiting list. For everybody that is on the waiting list, we are not sure if we're going to be able to accommodate any more runners. If you are currently in the race and you need to opt out, the deadline for doing so is Wednesday, April 15th. After that date, we are locked in. We cannot accommodate any more runners. So yeah, not good. So, where are we? Yeah, my computer's not done. All right. You have it? Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's just work.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll focus on the question. All right. So first, let's talk about the deadline for the transfers and deferrals.
April 15th.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can't downgrade. Bid pickup. Let's talk about bid pickup on Friday.
That's a good one. So bid pickup starts Thursday night at Roadrunner. We will be there from 4 to 7. Roadrunner is on North Main Street in Providence. And then on Friday, we are at the Middletown or Newport County YMCA, and that is on Valley Road. The benefit with being at the YMCA is there's lots of parking. It's right near Easton's Beach. It's right on the route pretty much. And that's the parking lot for the half marathon. So you'll get to kind of see where that is as well. The best part of the YMCA is also they're letting people use their showers after the race. So if you need to shower, yeah.
That's actually very nice.
Yeah, and if you have a YMCA membership, you can actually use the facility. They're opening up to any YMCA members, not just the Middletown or the Newport County YMCA. So
Yeah, they have a beautiful little spot there at the YMCA. Very nice. Very kind of let us use it.
yes, that's good.
First of all, so let's talk about picking up bibs on race day.
Okay. So you have to reserve race day bid pickup. We do limit that because we can only check in so many people for a race. So you would do that from your runsignup.com profile. You hit manage registration, and then what you're looking for is add-ons. So you can go in there and check and see if you already have reserved it. If not, if you need it, go ahead and do it. And we will tell you that it is purposely expensive. The reason being is that we have tried everything possible to have people pick up early. We've tried giveaways. And we will say there's a great expo that's going to happen at the YMCA on Friday. A lot of vendors are coming. But over the years, the only thing that we have found that is really a huge deterrent is a monetary barrier. So we are not doing this for to make money on it. That is not the reason we are doing it. But find someone to pick up your bib for you on Thursday or Friday if possible. Get here a little bit earlier if possible. We don't mail bibs. The reason we don't mail bibs is for 2 reasons. We found the USPS is not exactly the best, and because we do allow transfers and deferrals right up until the Wednesday before the race, we can't mail out the bibs because that would take away spots. It would mean that you can't transfer and defer. And because this race is so highly coveted, we try and keep it as open as possible. And that's the reason why.
Okay. We got our first question from the live chat today from Amy. Thank you, Amy, for the question. She's just curious the time on Friday at the Y.
1 to 7.
Okay. And then our next question from Alex. Alex, I think we'll get into this as we go. With the parking situation, so just stick around for a little bit.
Yes.
All right, and then t-shirts and trees not tees.
Right. So because we have had so many people opt out and defer, we do have a lot of shirts that are actually available in inventory. So if in the beginning when you registered and you were not able to pick up a shirt, also go into your runsignup.com profile, click manage registration, and change your giveaway. And you'll see the giveaway. There's 2 spots. Some people are trying to click on the giveaway that's in their profile. That's just listing what you have right now. Depending on what device you are, generally it's at the top of your screen. So you look for something up there that says giveaway. If you have any trouble with this, there is a FAQ that will kind of document it a little bit more for you, but there are shirts available. Go ahead and opt into your shirt. If you're not able to do that, you can come to the awards tent or the Road Races HQ tent after your race, pick from a shirt size there. We do have a tree not tea option, and that's for our sustainably minded runners. What will happen then is instead of a shirt, you will actually get a geocache tree that was planted in your name as part of an initiative with our forestry partners. What I will say is if you chose tea not tree and you want a shirt, you definitely need to swap into none or some other shirt size, because with Tree Not Tea, we take those funds and we donate them in place of the cost that would be for a shirt. For those of you that don't know, race shirts are very environmentally insensitive. So the cost of the polyester and shipping them and all that sort of stuff is very high for our environment. So it is a really good option to choose Tree Not Tea. So just an FYI.
Okay. So let's get into the arrival, the morning part, leaving part. Let's talk about the parking situation at our Newport race.
Right. So new this year, we are going to limit the runner shuttles to runners. So you will need to show a bib or a QR code. You will be sent your bib pickup or your check-in QR code. Ideally, most people are picking up their bibs on Thursday and Friday. You're just going to flash your bib to the parking attendant when you are loading your shuttles. If you've not yet picked up your bib, make sure you're showing them your QR code that shows you have race day bib pickup. Our spectators will not be on our runner. I mean, I will caveat this. There is spectator parking lots. Every spectator needs to buy their own parking ticket. It's only $5. The reason being is that we need to add more shuttles to accommodate all the spectators. So it is only a $5 ticket, but it's not per car, it's per person. If you have a child and that child can sit on your lap, they do not need a shuttle ticket, but every other person will need a shuttle ticket. Spectators you can buy the spectator bus shuttle ticket on the same site that you're buying, that your registration page was. There's options there, there's full, half, 5K, the virtual option, and then the spectator tickets are all right there. Spectators will also get their own QR codes that they will be showing to the parking attendants to load those shuttles, ideally. And we'll get to the spectator parking at the shuttle logistics at the end of this. But yeah, if you are all coming in the same car, your spectators and your runners, then yes, they can take the shuttles from the runner lot. What we will say is that your runners should be let on first if it starts to get crowded. Please, for the spectators, wait and let the shuttle. It's more important the runners get to the start line than it is for the spectators to get to the start line. We've had some issues with that in the past. And if you're coming with multiple people, like in the half and the full parking lot, you can pick which parking lot works best for you. I think the half marathon parking lot is within a mile of the start and finish. It is walkable. The marathon parking lot is not. It's not it's walkable, but it's not walkable. It's 3 miles away. So yes. And the other thing is these shuttles will stop at 6:30 in the morning. They start at 5 a.m. They will stop at 6:30. We need to get everybody in that parking lot and the parking lot shut down before the early start at 6:30. So plan, and not everybody can get on those last 6:30 shuttles. Arrive early, very early.
Early is the big message from us to get there. Yes. Be specific about the parking locations.
Sure. So the marathon parking lot is out at Second Beach. And the half and the 5K is at John Clark Industrial Park, which is at the intersection of Valley Road and Aquidneck Ave.
Yes. And the spectators, the buses will be from each of those parking lots to?
The spectator parking lot is at Middletown High School.
Middletown High.
Yeah.
And then the bus will have drops at each parking lot.
There are different shuttle buses for each parking lot. So the buses will have signs. We will have, when you are getting dropped off, you get dropped off in the east or the west lot of Easton's. The west lot, if you are looking at Easton's Beach, there's like I don't even know if the rotunda is there anymore. There's buildings, beach structures there. The shuttle drop off point is on the side closest to Newport. So there will be signs in the parking lot telling you where to queue up to make sure you're getting onto the right shuttle at the end of the race. And the shuttle buses will have signs that say marathon and half marathon, so you know which bus to get on at the end.
Yes, and please don't park in the local business, their parking lot areas. We have these parking lots for that. So please stay out of the local business parking lots.
Yeah. That's important to know, is that there is no parking within 1 mile. Easton's Beach is on a spit of land with 2 bodies of water. The areas that are surrounding it are businesses and or neighborhoods. Do not park, please. Do not park in local businesses. You will be towed. Neighborhoods, you know, we try to be good members of our community, respect the residents and the neighbors, so that we can continue to have this race year after year. Park in the parking lots and use the shuttles, please.
Yes. All right, let's talk a little bit about the race. The race itself, the start times.
Okay.
What time are we starting up this year?
Sure. So we have an early start. It starts at 6:30. This is only for people who need more than 5.5 hours to the race. We have a very, very strict timeline with the city of Newport. They want us off their roads within that 3.5 hour time limit. Very, very strict. We can't do 2 loops. It's just Newport is not set up for that. Newport is a very small community. So anybody that is an estimated finish of 5.5 hours will be assigned to the early start. If you are over 5.5 hours, do not start early. You will be disqualified. It's not a fair race for those of you that are faster than that. Secondly, the marathon starts at 7:30. The half marathon will start at 7:45, and the 5K goes off at 8:15. The loading into the starting corral. So when you are dropped off in the morning, you're dropped off on the east lot, as we mentioned. You'll cross the boardwalk behind the beach buildings, and you'll walk across the barricades where the finish line chute is. There is a break in the barricades there. And there's a map on our athlete guide that will show you this. When you enter into the festival lot, you'll see the finish line is over to your right. You'll see our Road Races headquarters tent is kind of diagonally to your right as well. Porta potties are near the finish line, also to the right. Beer tents, vendors will be a little bit off to the left of the finish line barricades. So what you want to do is you're going to want to head diagonal to the right in between the porta potties and our HQ tent and the gear check, and load into the starting corrals over there. It will be important that you listen, let the marathoners in first, obviously, then let the half in. Listen, don't load into the starting corrals until 10 minutes before your race. We are in the road at Memorial Boulevard, so just let everybody who has their race go off at the same time.
Nice. Talk a little bit about the pacers and what we got for each race.
Sure. So the pacers will be holding up signs. They will have bright yellow pacing singlets on, and we will have them for both the full and the half marathon. And so just look for those signs in the starting corrals and kind of line up next to them. They are from our local Rhode Island running community. So they're like slash running tour guides slash running coaches. Most of them run this race many, many times. They will know like when you should be pacing yourself differently, where the hills are coming, and kind of prep you. So they're very
helpful.
Very helpful.
Little running coach you have on course.
Yes.
Very nice. Medical. We'll talk a little bit about medical at the finish and even out on the course as well.
Sure. So we have aid stations every 2 miles. On the back half, you kind of hit them twice. One you'll hit 3 times, actually. And every aid station, the first aid station is just water. Every aid station after that will also have Noon electrolyte and honey stinger gels. Also, some of them will also have first aid like cramp cream and Vaseline and then things of that. Band-aids. Yeah. They all should?
Yes.
Okay. They all should. And they are every 2 miles, as we mentioned. We will also have, it's called Rhode Island RMC, the Reserve Medical Corps will be out on course in 2 spots, as well as we will have a field hospital at the finish line. Most of the medical needs are dehydration, blisters, sprained ankles, things like that. So they will be there to treat and triage immediately, but they are a fully vetted Army hospital. So very, very, very prepared.
Very nice. Yep. So quick before we get into more of the questions, please, we have 12 people in here. Please ask your questions as we're doing this. That's why we're here, for quick and easy access, quick, easy answers for you, hopefully, that we can help with. So please keep the questions coming as we go. As well, if you're looking for more in-depth about the course itself, please go back to our YouTube channel I believe it's the last video. I'm not sure if we have something, but I did post a little flyover Newport course preview that I think would be helpful to new people register or for the first time runners, or just more specifics about people looking at the overall course. And here come the questions. Thank you guys for doing this. From Amy, shout out Amy, another question. How many runners are registered for the marathon this year?
1,300 in the full marathon.
In the full?
Yeah.
Half?
Half is 3125 and the 5K is 575. So a total of 5,000 people.
Nice. Another one, chocolate chip banana. Great name.
Yeah.
Do roadmasters have to sign up for a day of pickup, or is it automatic?
Yeah, it's automatic. And I'll actually be sending an email out to our roadmasters on Monday. You do get race day bid pickup. You do not have to reserve it. And in that email that I send on Monday, it will also include the parking instructions for you. You will be parking in the west lot this year. But that obviously is part of the marathon course, so it's a little tricky to get in and out. But we need the east lot for the shuttles this year, and that's why we're making this shift.
Yes, so please pay attention to that email coming at you guys soon. Let's talk a little bit about hiccups. We're bringing hiccups back. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
So hiccups, we have them. We don't have one.
Yeah.
So hiccups are a blue silicone cup, and they are reusable. And yeah, you're going to check and see. I think we have one up here. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And so instead of us polluting our landfills and creating all this waste with cups, even though some of them are recyclable, it's still lots of waste. It's still energy. We use hiccups, reusable cups. We used them last year. If you were with us last year in both Providence and Newport, this year we're bringing them to 3 races thanks to our partnership with 11th Hour Racing. And so what you do is you don't have to carry the cup from one location to the next. Take your cup and we will have buckets. If you can try to aim for the bucket, that would be great. But yeah, they are a sustainable option that we're really excited to be using.
Yes. Shout out. What's her
11th Hour for
the cup lady.
I forget hiccups.
Very funny TikTok page though she has. So shout out her TikTok. All right.
I don't follow the TikTok, so I wasn't aware. But I'll have to check.
She just posts a lot of her cup videos. They're nuts. She was also on Shark Tank.
Oh, yeah, she was on Shark Tank. Yep. So it's a cool story. So check them out. Hiccups.
So let's talk a little bit more about the Finnish festival itself.
We did talk about Honey Stinger is the gel, Noon is the electrolyte. Yep. And you talk about the previous video. And porta potties. There'll be porta potties at every aid station.
Yes.
So there are porta potties.
2 or 1?
More than 2. I think we've actually put more in the first few.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. More than, I think there might be 3 or 4 at the first one.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Finish Line Festival. You want to talk a little bit about the vendors we got coming in this year?
Sure. So we have, Run Newport is our running store partner. They'll be at our on Friday, and they will also be at the Finish Line Festival. So that's great. We have Beamer coming. We have a solar tower, solar power. We have No Solos coming. Jesse's really better at this than I am. I forget who else is coming. There's like 10 or 11 vendors coming. So we're pretty excited about that.
Very excited.
Yeah. So both 10 and 11 vendors on Friday at the YMCA, University Orthopedics. We'll have Pappas doing post-race massages. We have, oh gosh, I can't remember. Whalers is a beer garden sponsor. So that's very exciting. You'll see the big Whalers truck. You know you're in the right spot when you see the Whalers semi truck there. So yeah, and so 10 or 11 vendors at Friday and another 10 or 11 vendors in the festival lot on Saturday.
Very nice. Quick question here from Joe Mendez. Thank you for the question. Joe, is there a specific flavor / type of Honey Stinger gel that will be at the aid station?
Yes. We did get that.
Strawberry banana.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe it's strawberry banana. And I think that's the only flavor they gave us, if I'm correct.
I will look that up if you want to talk about Epic Renewal canned water and the clothing.
Yes. So our first year, last year, we tried the box water. We are now onto the canned water that I will display right here. Very nice can, very clean. I like the way it looks, and I'm a big fan. I will say this: we have been drinking these, maybe too much, but the canned water. If I'm going to watch my words here, it tastes like water. The water is very good. It is nothing crazy. It's what you expect when you're just looking for water, and that's what it is. And I think that is very good about these cans.
Yes, yeah, they do taste really good. So yes. We like they kind of match our whole vibe too. We really like it.
It's very nice, very cool little can, and tastes good. Tastes like water.
Yeah. All right, so the flavors of Honey Stinger for Newport there's a gold classic gel, and the fruit smoothie is the energy gel. So
I think that's like a strawberry banana type.
Yeah, fruit smoothie. Yeah.
But yes, those are the two we have available.
Wait, back to our question. Sorry.
Yes.
Did you talk
Epic
about
Renewal.
Epic Renewal? Yep.
So they are back again this year. Talk a little bit more about them.
Yeah, so Epic Renewal is our zero waste partner. They will help us with our composting. So when you are in the Finish Line Festival, just be mindful of the different trash receptacles you'll see. There's composting, there's recycling, and then there's trash. I know the numbers in Providence only because we had to just book our dumpster, and we only had 2 bags of trash in Providence last year, which is crazy. They do an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
So they also will collect the clothing at the start of the race, and they will hang on to it for 1 week. So you will, after the race, if there's something that you really want to get back, you can contact them for 1 week. What we will say is that we collect a lot of clothing. So you will have to go through it yourself to retrieve it. So if you are planning on discarding something at the start of the race and you want to keep it, you're going to have to sort through all these bags of clothing to find it yourself. We can't, there's no easy way to do that.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know, I wouldn't either. But they will keep that clothing for 1 week. And then what they do is they clean it and they recycle it for us, which is because I think the clothing is actually one of our biggest waste producers, which is just absolutely crazy. We get it. We get people need to stay warm before the start of the race. They'll warm up. We totally understand. But trash bags might be better than using clothing. And, that's just something that's easily thrown away versus, more apparel. But just FYI, they will do that. And they will help us with our sorting of trash in the festival site. So they're an amazing group. So just help them help us. And then we have ploggers coming after the race. So ploggers will go through the entire course. But what we will say is also help the ploggers. It is important that we as runners are respecting the land that we are given to do this marathon on, which means we will have buckets at every single mile marker. Try and put your trash at least near the bucket. We will go and clean it and put it into, we know runners aren't basketball players. Get it as close to the bucket as you can, but please do not just discard waste anywhere you feel like on the course. It's not environmentally sensitive. It's not polite. We are very grateful. But this race is all along the water. So please put the trash in the recycling areas or the trash area so that it doesn't go into the ocean.
Especially on Ocean Road. Very windy there.
Yeah.
Tough for us to get to.
Yeah. So keep it in your pockets, recycle it at 8, or I shouldn't say recycle it, but drop it at the aid stations, drop it out those mile marker buckets. But please help us keep the course as clean as possible.
Yes. Another question coming in from Amy. Thank you, Amy, for these questions. Will there be enough honey stingers / water, etc., at each station for those of us with a slower pace by the time we reach the stations, or should we prepare and pack some of our own?
Well, we fight over the water situation all the time because we always put extra water on our trucks. So we have, do you remember the number of how much water we were bringing this year?
We are bringing about 365-gallon waters. 365
gallons of water. So I don't know what the math is on that, but it's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water. So there should be, what we will say is with 5,000 people, and though we break up the starts for this reason, but those first aid stations, it's crowded. It does get very crowded. So if you're a slower runner, it's, I don't feel like it's as big of an issue because you can take the time to walk past the aid stations. We've instructed our volunteers and our volunteer coordinator that they string out those tables, have the waters prepared. So it shouldn't be an issue. We are doing more education this year with our volunteers, so there should be plenty. And I think like with the honey stingers, we should have plenty. We always bring water and gels back. So, it's just a matter of being able to access it. But if you're a slower runner, it will be there.
Yes, will be the short answer to that question.
Yes. Yes.
All right. And then the finish line will be the same as last year. It will be year 2 of the new finish line, kind of in the southern part of the lot. If you're looking at it, it's the farther end, closest to the water. And I think it worked well last year.
I think so too. What we did is we really stretched out the finish line because there are so many spectators for this race, and it gives a nice long run-in chute, and lots of room for the spectators kind of stand and cheer. What we will say is there is a secure zone behind the finish line where the medical tents are. That's not for the spectators. Where the athlete food is, that is only for the runners. That is to make sure that our runners, as they're finishing, are getting the nutrition that they need to replenish, that they're getting medical attention that they need. It protects our water, our metals, all of our heat sheets. All of that is just for the runners. So the spectator chute is very, very long. Please stay on the non-finish line side of that finish line chute. Beer garden is open to everybody, so anybody can kind of, it is, every runner gets one free beer, I think it is, with your bib. And then after that, there is a charitable group that is in the beer garden, and you can make a donation for the charity to have more beer. We won't say purchase because it is an optional donation, but it is a nonprofit, so please support the nonprofit with the beer purchase. But that is open to the public.
Yeah, and we should have some games in there, some yard games in there as well with the cornhole, maybe some ladder golf. So be sure to go by and check out the beer garden.
Oh, okay. I was going to talk the BQ mug, but all right. So I'm going to go grab it though.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to talk about like race PR bell maybe?
PR bell. I'm hoping we got a new tricked out PR bell. Karen, I believe, made some adjustments to our old, some would say maybe rusty, little PR bell that we had. But make sure to come over after you go out there and crush your run. Come bring our new and improved PR bell.
And what we'll say is this PR bell is actually from my dad. He was a boxer, so it's not a typical bell. It's like a ring. I think it's called a ring bell. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, so it's a ring size boxing bell. If you were to qualify for Boston as part of your marathon, come to our Road Races tent. We have these mugs for you. They are free. But it's just a little symbol of your qualifying for Boston. We'll have a printout. You just have to show your finish time, which you can get if you sign up for our text result. And we'll have a spreadsheet that tells what all the qualifying times are. And if you match it, you get this cool mug. While supplies last, I will say that. We never know how many people are going to qualify.
Guess I'm just finding out BQ means Boston qualified.
You got to be kidding me.
That's bad after 3 years.
Yeah, not just 3 years. I mean, I've qualified for Boston 4 times. You'd think you would know it then.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
BQ.
a little humble brag there.
So you want to talk a little bit about Race Joy?
Race Joy, yep. So that is our athlete tracker. That is, you will get course alerts if you go off course. It has spectator tracking, not spectator tracking, but the spectators, your family and friends can track you. If you carry your phone, it uses the GPS in your phone to track you on the course. You don't have to rely on maps, which is pretty cool. And it is totally free for you and for your spectators.
Yes, Race Joy, very helpful, very cool little tool that we use. And it allows spectators to follow you along your road, which is always nice.
Yeah.
So let's dig back into spectator transportation and the whole spectator deal.
Right.
This will be kind of our last topic as we start to wrap it up. So please, as we start to wrap it up, please ask your questions as we go. Don't leave any question you have unasked.
Well, not because we won't help you later, but because it's easier for us to answer now while you're asking.
Here right now.
Yeah. All right, so spectator transportation. This is something new for us this year. This race, more than any other race, has a lot of spectators, So we have learned that they need their own transportation because we need to ensure that we get our runners to and from their cars on time, and so they're not sitting around waiting afterwards. The spectators, they can be a little more flexible. Let's just say that. So yeah, spectator parking will be at Middletown High School. Every spectator will need a parking ticket. Buy that now. You will need that before you board the bus in the morning, and you will be sent a QR code that you will show the parking attendant. Most importantly, the spectator buses will run from 6:30 to 1:30, but from 6:30 to 9:30, you will be shuttled to a spot on the course, about 1 mile on the course. It's around. If you know the course at all, it's around Annandale and Narragansett. So that's just around the 1 mile marker. The reason being is that we are trying to protect the start area for the runners to make sure that they can access their starting corrals without having to run through a bunch of spectators. This is very common in larger races. So if you are boarding the buses between 6:30 and 9:30, you must be prepared to walk back to Easton's on your own. There is no return trip. There's just not the ability for the shuttles to make that loop back once the race goes off. So if you are unable or unwilling to walk the 1 mile back from that morning drop-off, don't board the shuttles until after 9:20, 9:30, and then you will get dropped back off at Easton's Beach. You will be there for the finish. So that is something we cannot emphasize enough. We are trying to protect the start for the runner. So you will be dropped off about 1 mile. It is on the course. There will be signs directing you how you can go watch and spectate. And you can stay, you can actually, if you're going to walk back, you can stay there until where you're getting dropped off is an out and back. So they will go, it's around mile 1.5. It's also around mile 12. And it's easy to walk back because you're following the course. They're all sidewalks. So just stay on the sidewalk and follow the course back down Easton's. And actually it's pretty all downhill too. And it's a beautiful walk. You can walk the cliff walk actually back. If you want to, do some sightseeing, jump on the cliff walk and walk the cliff walk back is the best way to get back to Easton's. You can't miss it. Like if you're on the cliff walk, you're just going to see the finish line area. So it's a really good way to actually take up some time if you have someone that's going to be out on the course for about 2 hours or so.
So just a quick clarifying question from Alex. So just to follow up, since the half marathon lot is walkable to Easton's, could my partner and I just walk there together instead of using the shuttles, even though I'm the only one running?
For sure. Yes. We encourage, in fact, the reason that we put the half marathon lot so close is because it is very walkable. If we're me, I would just use it as a warm up. It's downhill and then it's flat. It's a very easy walk. I would definitely, if for me, that is how I would do it for sure.
Nice. And then from Jacqueline, is there a runner drop off the start?
So there is not dropping off at Memorial Boulevard. Again, Memorial Boulevard is the road that's right in front of the beach. It is it's on a spit of land. There are 2 lanes usually on either side of Easton's Beach, but we are taking up 1 whole lane. So cars are now in 1 lane traffic. So if all the runners were just getting dropped off in the morning, it would just create this massive amount of traffic. What we would recommend you doing, and this is on our FAQs, if you're coming from the Middletown side, get dropped off around that intersection of Valley and Aquidneck, which, if you need some reference points, there's a Cumberland Farms there. There's Diego's, there's Rejects, Tickets, Rejects Beer Company is all right there. That will allow you to drop off and then kind of loop back up and around depending on what parking lot you're going to. If you're on the Newport side, you'll see where they shut down the road, the police do, for heading into Newport. The best place to get dropped off there's a 7-Eleven, there's a Dunkin' Donuts, there's a Tennis Hall of Fame, all right there where you can kind of get dropped off and loop back around. Again, just use that. It might be a half a mile, maybe from those 2 drop-off points to Easton's. Just use that as your warm-up.
Yeah. Do you have anything else about the Spectator? How to buy multiple tickets?
So yes, Spectator tickets are again available on our registration site, just like the races were. If you need to buy multiple tickets, so when you go to click on the ticket, if you scroll down a little bit farther underneath like the event tiles, there is a place like add another registrant. Just click on that and you can continue to add multiple registrants to the 1 transaction. We recommend that everybody gets their own ticket because you're going to have to show multiple tickets to the parking lot attendants. So make sure, it's just like when you buy airline tickets, you want to make sure everybody has their own email address because a QR code will be sent to that email address rather than you trying to pull them up and share them. And also, you don't want to be dealing with that on race day. We'll start to send out these QR codes usually around Wednesday, and you'll get a couple of different emails with them. It will include all these instructions as far as where to park for the spectators, about that note about the morning drop-off. So it's more important that the spectators get these information than you as a runner does, because trust me, you're not going to want to be worrying about this. And they're great. You want your family and friends there, but you have your own race to worry about. So we will communicate directly to the spectators if you provide their email addresses. And we're not using this for marketing. We're just trying to share. It's logistically, this race is very, very challenging. So we're just trying to get the information to the hands that need it.
Mm-hmm. Follow up from Jacqueline. I'm in the early start. Is it just best to use the bus?
If you're in the early start for the marathon, you have to use the bus. There's no walking for there's no walking from the marathon distance. So yeah, in those early starts, you get there. The early starts at 6:30. You board the buses between 5 and 5:30, and you'll have no issues getting to the race. Okay. So yeah, and from the marathon is a little bit of a drive, so make sure that you leave plenty of time.
Yes, early. It's the big message from this live stream. Yeah, get there early. Mm-hmm. You got anything else?
I don't think so. Let's just review. We talked about morning drop-off, bubble tickets, PR bells. Is there anything else that you're thinking that's coming up that we haven't discussed?
That I can think of. Yeah,
we've got some great videos, course preview blogs. So you know what to expect, when to expect it. The first half of the course is rolling. We're hoping for good weather because the weather is a big factor with this race. We are pretty exposed, from mile 6 to 9. Yeah. All along the water.
Ocean Drive.
Yeah, Ocean Drive. Absolutely gorgeous, but you are all along the water that way. So yeah, I think that's it. So when you load into the starting corrals from the parking lot, not trying to jam everybody in from the start, that will not work. All right. And if you have any other questions, please, feel free to shoot us an email. We are happy to answer them. Again, our FAQs, our athlete guide, our social media all has some great answers in there. We are pretty much out of the office starting on Wednesday. So don't forget that deferral deadline. If something happens between now and next Saturday, Wednesday's the last chance for you to opt out. After that, we are out on courses, bib pickups, and all that sort of good stuff. So we wish everybody well. We can't wait to have you. We hope that we have great weather. A little fun story as we close up. So as you know, here in Rhode Island, we got 37 inches of snow in one day. And Newport took all their snow off the streets and they put it in the Easton's Beach parking lot. So we were concerned that snow would not be gone by race day. And we were monitoring it weekly to hopefully watch it melt. But to give an idea of how much snow was there, it was crazy. It was 20 feet.
20 feet high, probably.
Yeah. just the whole parkland. It was nuts. But luckily, the snow is gone. So we can have a race. And that just happened last week. Yes. So we're very grateful. So hopefully, and I see a little bit of snow in the forecast, but we're hoping the weather improves slightly between now and next Saturday. Although 50 degrees and overcast is actually a pretty good weather day.
You take it.
Yep.
We would take it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Are there a lot of people in the early start?
Last I looked, there's about 40.
About 40 people in the early start. So good luck, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Best of luck in your training. We are a little under 2 weeks out, almost 10 days. We're excited. Let's have some fun. Let's have a great race. Pray for great weather. And we will see you guys next Saturday. Thank you.
Bye-bye.